Morning everyone, Treasure Troller here with a recap of Alone, Season 7, Episode 5. So we got to see 6 of the 7 contestants that are left. I believe it was Mark that we didn't get to see. So not a lot of issues this week. Seems like anybody that needed food, which was Kaylin and Joe, were able to get food. So I guess we'll discuss maybe the top 3, bottom 3, and why they're there. I think bottom 3 are from this episode would be Joe, Joel, and Amos. Amos, I almost think that he would be, of the 6 that were shown, that he was the closest to tap out. Although he didn't really complain much about food situation. That shelter that he has just doesn't really seem to be that equipped, and they didn't really show him getting any food. I kind of thought that if anybody was going to go, it was going to be him. And then you have Joe, who's just starting to build the shelter. A month into the show, he's just now getting around to do that. So he was a pretty close to tap out there at the bottom. Said he was able to get a fish. And then you have Joel, who I guess his shelter's done. He's got enough firewood to last 100 days. Everything's set, so all he has time to do now is make dice, make chairs, and make musical instruments. I kind of think it's a bit of a waste of time, but also I got a feeling there's probably not a lot of hours of daylight at that time as well. So if a lot of that stuff was done in his shelter, then I'm not going to complain too much about it. Joe, though, the other thing about Joel is he's casting for fish rather than a gill net, which you have to stand there. You could be doing a lot of other things with a gill net, or even just putting lines in the water. I don't understand that, but that's the way he's going to take it on. Then you've got Kaylin and Kelly and Roland. So Kaylin, I think that Alone should make a t-shirt basically in honor of her. I think it should have like a circle with a female archer in the middle of it, and above the female archer it should read Alone. In the bottom of the circle it should say bitch with a bow. Damn, that girl can shoot. I mean, just thinking about what it would take to shoot a rabbit, and we're talking about a recurve bow here, and it's not for sport. You know, her, in a sense, game or survival life is on the line here, and you're talking about shooting a recurve bow in unfamiliar area at probably very small firing lanes at very small objects with basically your life on the line. I mean, that is some serious shooting. So Alone, if you're watching this, feel free to take that idea. Just give me a t-shirt. That's all I want. Don't make them all pink. Maybe make like a yellow shirt with brown or black lettering. That girl's got some skills. She's got a great shelter. not real happy with the fire in the shelter that she's got going. To me, it's a little reckless, even from last year. Too many people's places go up in fire because they just don't really have the proper fireplace. Callie, she's still, I still have her ranked number 2, but Kaylin is a close second, runner-up. I was really impressed with the fireplace, and the one thing about it is she's kind of built it outside her shelter, so hopefully she doesn't have as much of a worry about her place catching on fire as other jabronis have in this series. I'm not a real big fan of the shelter itself, though. A tarp with a few trees thrown on it, I don't know. I just don't seem to be too thrilled about that. Roland, getting woodsy with it. Still my favorite. Seems to have fallen sort of into the pace of things. And my only, when he started talking about being like the thinking man survivalist, I figured, well, here he goes. He's going to step off the side of that damn cliff. And that'll be the end of Roland. My concern, though, was the weather starting to get bad, which means the fishing or the fish are probably going to change their location, go out into the deeper water, and they may not be catching anything until the ice forms on the lake. And Roland was going to use fish as a primary source of food. I think that source has done left Roland, but it looks like he's on the path or on the trail of a woolly mammoth. So if the preview kind of proves to be Roland, he should be fairly well set. Another one of these past kind of proving present. No one's really. Joe struggled a little bit. That was with the snares and the varmint stealing his food. But no one's really struggled, so there isn't somebody that's trying to figure out their way how to navigate their territory, and then they sort of catch on. Things just sort of start happening for them because of the weather change, or they switch things up. That doesn't really seem to be a factor this time around. One thing that's sort of coming clear, and I can't remember what season it was, but it has to do with Joel. And I keep thinking it was a season where they had the female and she was a vegetarian, so as soon as the snow fell, she missed her family. But there was a young guy out there that built a really great shelter. I think he made a dugout canoe, and he made some furniture, and then he made a musical instrument. And when he was really set to really start thriving, he decided, well, I've done everything I can do or want to do, so I'm done. And I just sort of start thinking about Joel and getting preoccupied with trying to occupy his time and making this stuff, and then they decide that well, I've done everything I want to do, so I'm out of here. So that's the recap. Roland is still getting the hero's edit. I think Kaylin and Callie are a very close second. And then the other three, they just don't seem to be making a lot of headway to get to the end. And I think I would paint, if I was going to be out there, my axes, my fire starters, everything I took out there would be like painted bright orange, fluorescent orange. These guys just lose too much stuff. So a little hint to anybody watching this that's going to be on the show alone: make everything orange. Paint your shit orange. So with that, this is Treasure Troller saying aloha and good day.